Hello, hi, so very warm good evening guys, and thank you so much for joining my premiere video today, and it is about stem cell. I know it is your dinner time and this is a dinner time video, so it's okay sometimes when you want to have a holistic view. So it's okay, apart from watching TV, you can also watch videos like this to grow yourself, to update your knowledge. Alright, thank you so much once again. So I am Krishnaveni. I am taking you through a journey of life on earth, and that's biology. So I've been taking classes for 11th and 12th related to your NEET biology. So you can see me in my YouTube channel, so the channel that right on you're watching me in. So please do like, share and subscribe so you can get to know a lot of more videos, so we can have a lot of fun quizzes and the classes are as interesting as ever. Alright, so I hope you will like, share and subscribe. So thank you so much once again. So it's not a video that only kids from the biological background can watch. So all of us bleed red, right? So it's just that people from computer science background, people from business background do have green blood. So all of us bleed red. So biology is a common subject. So if I'm not well, if you're not well, we all go to the same doctor, right? So we all go to doctor. So we all have the same digestive system. We all have the same parts. It's not that your head is niche and my head is on top. Nothing like that, right? So biology is a common subject. So you can bring in any people from any genre, any age group to listen to my dinner time videos. So they are something out of the box, something out of biology. So you as doctors should know a lot more, right? So if you just read the book, if you don't update yourself, and there's no meaning in becoming a doctor should know everything in and out, because the doctor is a person who's considered next to God. So which means you should be aware of all the things, right? Technically speaking. So today the topic for the dinner time video is stem cell and what it's all about. So what do you know about stem cells? So what comes to your mind when you think about a stem cell? So do you imagine a stem of a plant? Yes, something literal. So if you are a boy or a girl from a younger class like 9th, 10th, so that is what stem cell actually means to you, right? Ma'am, stem comes in plants. So is this a botany chapter? No, even we also have a stem. So what does that mean? So why are we calling it as a stem cell? Why don't we call it as an important cell? So if stem cell is something very important and I'm going to talk about it, so why do you want to call it as a stem cell? So stem is the base which bears your leaves, fruits, flowers, etc., right? Sorry, leaves, flowers, fruits, seed, etc. So that is one thing, that is a platform, that is a major source, right? So that is why we call it as a stem cell, and so the same role it plays here. So one main cell which gives birth to a lot of cells, and thus you stand like this, a huge, humongous figure ever. Alright, so that is all about stem cell, and there are a lot of interesting things about stem cell. So let's go through the journey of a stem cell. So I cannot take you through the entire journey. It's not possible. So stem cell is a huge ocean as of now. So we have gone very way forward in talking about the research development STEM field today. So you must have heard about stem cell therapy. Yes, it is very common these days. So it's a huge ocean on its own. I'm just going to take you through the areas that is present, and we're just going to come back to our real life. I just want you to know what a stem cell is, alright? Because when you enter into the field of medicine and when you become a psychological doctor, you might enter into this field of stem cell therapy, because today, more than 50 diseases, more than that, you are giving stem cell therapy. Yes? So let's look into what is this. So what is this magical cell? So this is one cell that can be called magical. What is magic? So I'm right here. I don't have anything in my hand other than a pointer and a pen. So suddenly if I get a rabbit, that is magic, right? So you remember your magicians? That is the magic show we have always ready to watch when we are young. So that is magic. So stem cell is one normal cell, and suddenly if you close your eyes and open your eyes, it can become a heart cell, it can become a nerve cell. So this is one magic cell. So literally we are going into the world of Harry Potter talking about magic today. Let's see how the magic works. But there's a scientific logic behind this magic. And Harry Potter's magic, I don't know how many of you know, but there is a logic behind the magic that I'm going to talk about today. So thank you so much once again for joining my video today, and it's a great pleasure interacting with you all and talking with you all. So that drives me through this passion of teaching. So thank you once again. Okay, so here we go forward about stem cell. So before we actually go and talk about your stem cell, I have something else to tell you. Yes. So please pat everyone. So please pat yourself at the back. Everyone who is watching this video, does not matter if you're young or small, if you're elder or younger, does not matter. So please pat yourself at the back. So we have all successfully crossed the most dreadful year of history, that is 2020 to 2021, and it was a successful jump and it was a successful cross. Yes, you agree with me? Yes, I hope you agree. So it was a tough year for all of us, right? It was very challenging, and it was a historic year. Though we do not want to be a part of this history, yes, we are a part of this history of coronavirus, but though it was a very challenging, very stressful, fearful year, We still managed to come about it, come over it. So always remember there is light at the end of the tunnel. So give yourself a big loud pat and applaud. So you have successfully crossed the most toughest year. So yes, the coming years, we don't know what it holds, but we hope and pray for the best, right? So congratulate yourself, appreciate yourself for crossing the most toughest year in the history. All right. Yes. So now I'm wishing you a very, very happy new year. So this is the first premiere video after New Year. So I want to wish you from the bottom of my heart a very, very happy New Year. That is 2021. May all your days be prosperous. May each day be successful, filled with joy and a basket of happiness. May you smile. May you grow eternally. May you grow knowledgeably. May you become a better person, because these days human being has more to do with human doing. So we are all more selfish that we concentrate on human doing than about human being. So I hope everyone in the near future, in the coming years, and every second, every moment, every day of your 2021, we are more human being than human doing. So wishing you all the success in the coming year. Alright, so with this, let's get into the magical cell that we're talking about. So that is a stem cell for the evening. Alright, so here we go forward. Okay, so I've given you enough hype about stem cell, right? It's like this, it is like this, it does that, so many hypes. But what is a stem cell? Come on, I know you don't know what is a stem cell, but it's okay. So that's why I'm here talking about you. So if you know everything, then why am I here? If you know this, then why are you watching? Hurry, I know why I'm going to see this. So if I'm going to give you an introduction about Tom and Jerry, no one will watch, right? So all of us know, we're all introduced to Tom and Jerry ourselves. But stem cell is not something like that, so you may not know the properties of a stem cell, you may not know what it is actually. So we from the scientific background, we from the biological background, we from the scientific community should know how to define a particular type of a term, right? So yes, you and I on an informal note, we can talk in a very unofficial way, okay, stem cell is this, that does this, etc. But when we are in a scientific community, so how do you define stem cells to a group of people? How do you address stem cells? Say for example, now you clear your NEET, you're getting admitted into a very beautiful college, the most top colleges in India, and you study pretty well, and after your masters, after your NEET PG, you get into a good degree, you settle, you're done with your house surgeon, etc. and you end up being a professor. So the ability to become a professor is how you make the concepts understand to the students. Then how will you define a stem cell? How will you put it in, how will you define, how will you reframe it? So here is the definition of a stem cell in a very simple term. The definition need not be in a very complex form. It has to be in a form that can be framed in the sentence and that is comprehensible by the person sitting opposite to you. Alright, so here is how we define a stem cell. A stem cell is a cell with the unique ability to develop into specialized cell type in the body. So do you get what this sentence means? Okay, so once again, a stem cell is a cell with a unique ability. Okay, so it has a peculiar ability to develop into specialized cell type in the body. So we have so many types of cells in the body. Do you agree? Yes. Come on guys, don't sleep. Still you have your dinner plate in your hand and you're looking at me. Okay, so well, I'm not hungry. I'm not going to ask for your dinner, but still. So do you agree we have a lot of cells in our body? Yes. So we spoke about so many tissue systems, and each tissue system has a different type of cells, right? So we have enormous number of cells, enormous types of cells. At the same time, we have enormous number of cells as well. So on an average, we have 10 power 14 cells, and I've been talking this again and again. So imagine how many different types of cells you might have. You might have a lot of cells, right? So if a particular cell can give rise to all type of cells in your body, come on, then it's super smart. Then it's the magic. Yes? For example, say you have one magical pot in your hand, and the pot can give you anything that you ask for. Be it food, be it money, be it books, be it phone, anything that you ask for, and if the pot is giving, then that is the magical pot, that is the elixir everyone on earth is looking for, right? Everyone from the other planet will also look for it. So something on a similar note. So when one cell can give rise to all types of cells in the body, wow, then we have to pick up that cell. So that can save all our problems, that can make our lives much easier, and that is your stem cell here. Alright, yes? So to show you in a brief way what your stem cell is, so I have a GIF. So you have one cell which gives rise to all types of cells in your body. So we have your cardiac cells, we have your neuronal cells, etc., etc. So one cell, one super smart cell, one magical cell which can give rise to all types of cells in your body. Alright? Yes? So this is a GIF, so that is the animated version. So here you have a nice version. So these are your magical cells. They can differentiate to form your intestinal cells, liver cells, blood cells, muscle cells, any cells of your body. Alright, so that is the stem cell. So we have entered into the journey of stem cell, and the first thing that we spoke about is what is a stem cell. Now going forward, what it can do. So that is more important. Yes, I told you what it can do. But before we go and talk further about your stem cell, okay ma'am, it gives you all different types of cells in your body, fine. But what is so great about it, right? Yes, so it is so simple for us. Ambani is the richest man, so what? So what? He's the superhero, so what? She is the topper, so what? So we are in a comfort zone like, so what? Life does not bother us. But it does. Let's wait and watch. So there's something very interesting, and if you don't have a stem cell, if I don't have a stem cell, you and I are not here. I won't be here standing and talking to you so enthusiastically, and you won't be sitting with your dinner plate and looking at me, oh God, what is ma'am talking all about, right? So yes, so we are safe and sound because of a stem cell also. So let's look into some of the interesting facts about your stem cell. So I am supposed to say this at the last, but no, I will say it in the beginning so you will know the importance of stem cell. So here we go with the number one point about your stem cell. Does something in your body need fixing? So is any of you watching the video were hurt or injured in the near future, in the near past? Yes? Did you fall down from the bike, cycle, from the stairs? Did you slip in the washroom? Just on a funny note, not on a serious note. Yes, if you have hurt yourself, if you have hurt your finger in the door, and if you have a wound that is healing, yes, do you need some fixing in your body? So how do you fix? How do you fix your body? Put cement, put stones, and then fix it. Put plaster of Paris as well. Is that how you fix it? No, right? So if anything in your body that needs fixing, so what comes into picture are your stem cells. Your stem cells on duty 24/7. And do they complain? Never. But we complain, right? Even if you study for 5 hours, we make sure everyone in the house knows that you have studied for 5 hours today. Hello, listen, I've studied for 5 hours. Look, I'm working hard. You need some kind of appreciation, right? So always, even I look for some kind of appreciation, some kind of excitement, okay? Someone who can appreciate me, someone who can appreciate my efforts, so that is a motivation for me to go forward. So same is with you. But imagine your stem cells are on duty 24/7 and still none of us appreciate. Do you appreciate? You didn't even know that stem cells were existing in your body, right? It's okay. We'll start appreciating now. So imagine your body is doing so much to keep you happy, and how lazy are we? How ungrateful are we? Yes. So guys, please close your eyes for a second and say thank you for your 24/7 on duty stem cell, because that is worth it, and they are wonderful creatures and they're magical cells in your body. Okay, so stem cells are on job 24/7 and they repair and renew as and when needed. So when you scrub your skin because you want to become fair, so we do that, right? So when you have some kind of ink on your skin, so we scrub them to remove the stain, right? So how many cells are you killing? Your body has to maintain that number, right? Your body has to keep producing more cells. Who does that? Your stem cells. Easy for you. How many of you wash your face a lot of times? Yes, how many of you rub your eyes? So how many cells are you killing? So who replenishes the cells? So these are the hidden superheroes who is working inside your body. So remember them. So that is your stem cells. So remember your stem cells are on duty 24/7. Alright, so the next point, not all stem cells are the same. Ma'am, is that there is only one stem cell in our body that can give rise to so many different types of cells? No, there are a group of cells, but not all stem cells are the same. We have different types of stem cells, so we look into them. For example, some cells are pluripotent stem cells, so one cell can give rise to any type of tissue, be it neuronal tissue, be it cardiac tissue, any tissue. Okay? There are some tissues which are called as multipotent. So pluripotent is all-rounder. They can give rise to any type of tissue. So what is multipotent stem cells? The cells of the cord blood or other tissues like bones, bone marrow, they limit the potential for a type of specialized cell they can become. For example, when you take your hematopoietic tissue, so they can only give rise to your blood cells. If you take the skin tissue, they can only give rise to your skin cells. So that is called as multipotent. When they become a bit less, they are not whole, but according to their group, they can give rise to any tissue. So that is called as multipotent. Alright? And all mammals have all types of stem cells. So who are mammals? The one that can give birth or take care of their young ones are called mammals. There are a lot of mammals, right? So not that human beings are mammals. So we have mammals in the category of animals as well, right? So lower animals sometimes are also mammals. So all of them have stem cells. Alright? So remember, all mammals have stem cells. Even your lizard. So how many of you have seen the lizard cut its tail and it regrows quickly? How does it regrow? How does it replenish? Because it has your stem cell. Alright, sometimes your dog, sometimes your cow, they also lose horns or tails, right? So how do they regrow? With the help of your super smart magical cell, that is your stem cell. Alright, so blood and immune forming stem cells can be used in the treatment of 80 diseases. Guys, come on, do you know how many diseases exist in the world? Yes. Do you know how many diseases existing in your nearby locality? You know the list of common diseases? Nana. So remember, your stem cells are used to treat 80 diseases. So that is a huge number in your medical field. So when you're in the medical field day in and day out looking at the disease, the trauma, the treatment, etc., you'll know 80 is a huge number. Okay. So once again, so blood and immune forming stem cells. So blood and immune forming stem cells can be used in the treatment of 80 diseases including various cancers, blood, immune, metabolic disorders such as your leukemia. So your leukemia is your blood cancer, then lymphoma and sickle cell anemia. So all these are treated with the help of your stem cell therapy. Okay. Yes, so once again, they are tissue specific. That is your multipotent. Alright, yes. Okay, so how are they being used in the treatment of diseases? That might sound weird to you, right? So how are they being used in the treatment of diseases? What makes them very, very special? So how are they being used? For example, let me tell you, if you have a disease, so say you have blood cancer. So say if a patient A has blood cancer, so what is happening? The blood cells are cancerous cells, right? So who's producing the blood? Where is the source? That is the bone marrow. So what if you change the bone marrow stem cells? Because the stem cell is the one that is producing your blood cells, and that stem cell, the production itself is malfunction, is defective. So you change the source. You put a new stem cell so that you will have fresh cells. It is easier said than being done, alright? But I'm just giving you an example. So that is how it is being treated, alright? Yes. So it's not that I'm going to give you some magical did you know, but I'm giving you some practical did you know. I guess you are in a state where you can realize, comprehend, contemplate to what I'm talking. So 80 diseases is a huge number, and 24/7 they are on guard. So that is also a huge number, and all mammals having it is also a huge thing. Alright. So some are talking about it, about your stem cell. So your umbilical cord blood has been shown to have a higher concentration of stem cell than your adult bone marrow. So your umbilical cord stem cell, so where is the umbilical cord? So the moment the baby is born, the connection between the mother and baby is cut. So what is that? That is your umbilical cord, right? So that is found to have a higher number of stem cells than your adult bone marrow stem cells. So that is why when a baby is born, you have what is called a cord blood bank. So cord, C-O-R-D, so cord blood bank, where they connect the cells of your umbilical cord, because that is rich in a lot of stem cells. So in future, if the baby is suffering from a disease, so some genetic disorders are not predictable at the early trimester or the late trimester. We can only predict when the baby is 1 year or 2 years old. So if you want to treat, then if you need a stem cell. So that is why these days it is advised that if a baby is born, so immediately do cord cell blanking so that you can show your stem cells. Alright, yes. So the next one, 1 million plus stem cell transplants using bone marrow, peripheral blood and cord blood have been performed to date. So imagine the success rate. So imagine the efficiency of this process. It is high. Yes, it is not easy, but imagine the success rate and the efficiency. That's why it has been repeated so many times. So, for example, gene therapy is not this successful, but your stem cell therapy is, because you're treating the person with the same person's cell. So, you're taking my own stem cell and treating myself. So, it is not foreign to my body, right? So, using stem cell as the ink, okay, so researchers are experimenting with 3D printing technology to create skin, bones and organs, potentially revolutionizing medicine as we know it. So, today, if you want to grow skin, you don't have to touch a human skin. You don't have to touch a living skin. If you want to grow skin, if you want to grow a layer of skin, if you want to grow a layer of heart, you can easily do it in vitro. In vitro is outside the body conditions. You can easily grow. You don't need anything from the living organism. You only need the labor. So you can take a Petri plate, you can add factors, and you have the growth of skin cells. You have the growth of your heart cells. How it is possible? You have your magical cell, that is stem cell. Isolate one single stem cell from a living organism. That can do wonders. That can give you all the magic that you need in life. Alright, so 3D technology is one important, groundbreaking, breathtaking technology, because with the help of 3D printing, we are able to study the organs more in detail. So we are able to explore the intricate details of your organs. Alright, yes. So does this fascinate you? Well, it really fascinated me. because contemplating it at the molecular level, contemplating it at the gene level, yes, it does fascinate. So we have read a lot about your genes, about your genetics, so it should fascinate you if you really understand the level at which I am talking. So I am talking at the genetic level, at the molecular level, so if you can comprehend, it's wonderful. Alright, so going forward and talking more about your stem cell. So your stem cell provide new cells for the body as it grows and replace specialized cells that are damaged or lost. Okay, so it can provide new cells, it can damage the lost ones, it can replace the damaged ones or the lost ones. So they have two unique properties that enable them to do this. How is your stem cell producing cells again and again? So what is the power? So what is the success behind the stem cell? So what is that magic that the stem cell is working on? So if you tell us, even we'll also work on that magic. But let's look at the magic of your stem cell. They can divide over and over again to produce new cells, that is, meaning they have a high potential of division. They have high potential to repeatedly divide, and they're not permanent cells, okay? As they divide, they can change into other types of cells that make up the body, okay? So they are very pluripotent and they have the ability to divide. So as they divide, they can become specific to a particular lineage. For example, if it's of blood lineage, it will become a cell of the blood lineage, and if it is skin lineage, it will become a particular cell of the skin lineage. Alright, yes. So you have your stem cell. So your stem cell has high ability to divide again and again. So when your stem cell is dividing, it will divide into two types. One, it will produce a specialized cell, and the other, it will produce some of its own kind. Okay. For example, when we are talking about your division in a bacteria, so how does a bacteria divide? I'm sorry, I have not taken the pen yet. So when your bacteria is dividing, the mother cell will give rise to two identical daughter cells, right? So this is your asexual reproduction in bacteria. So this is how your bacteria divides. So when your stem cell divides, it will produce one cell of its own kind. It will produce another stem cell, and the other type, it will produce a specialized cell. It will always have in store of its own kind, because stem cell is essential because it is the one that is going to replace your lost cell. It is the one that is going to give you new cells. So always your stem cell will produce more stem cells and specialized cells. So the division of stem cell is of two types. A stem cell will produce one of its own kind and one of a specialized tissue. So that is the beauty behind your stem cell. Even if this stem cell, mother stem cell, is lost, it had made copies of its own. It has saved your future by producing copies of its own. Alright, it has saved the entire progeny of the stem cell. Okay, so what are the types of stem cell? So we have three main types of stem cell. First is embryonic stem cell. The next one is your adult stem cell and induced pluripotent stem cell. So what is your embryonic stem cell? The stem cells that provide cells to your growing embryo, so that your embryo grows and nourishes and develops into a full human being. So that is your embryonic stem cell. Stem cells that are present in your embryonic stages and in your embryonic layer, they are called as your embryonic stem cells. So when you take out the embryonic stem cells, they can literally develop into the entire organism. So if I stop the embryo from growing, and if I collect the stem cells and keep it safely, so now the stem cells have the ability to grow into the entire human body. So it is a kind of ethical issue, right? I'm literally taking an embryo live and taking out stem cells and trying to make clones of it, right? So that is an ethical issue, so that is not allowed. So hardly we work with your embryonic stem cells, but with embryonic stem cells, it is possible to develop into a complete organism. So you will literally ending up developing clones, alright? So next is your adult stem cells. So adult stem cells are multipotent. So if I take your bone marrow stem cell, it will only give rise to different types of blood cells. You have different types of blood cells like WBCs, RBCs, platelets, etc. So if I take a bone marrow stem cell, it will not give me a neural tissue. It will only give me different types of blood cells. So that is your adult stem cell. So this is pluripotent and this is multipotent. So what about this? Induced pluripotent stem cells. I bet you have not heard this term. Yes, it is of a higher knowledge, but you call them as IPC. So induced pluripotent stem cells. So what are they? So what is your induced pluripotent stem cell? For example, I am taking a skin tissue. From the skin tissue, I am taking a skin cell. So skin biopsies, I am taking a patch of your skin tissue and I am isolating a particular skin cell, okay? And I induce pluripotency. So how do I induce? So this is a differentiated cell, right? So it is a skin lineage. So it is a specialized cell that belongs to your skin. Now I am trying to make this in reverse. I am trying to make a stem cell out of it. Okay. So for example, if I say A plus B gives C, now I am doing the reaction in reverse. So from C I am trying to make A and B. So from the differentiated specialized skin cell I am trying to make a stem cell. So that is what is called as inducing pluripotency. So now this has lost the ability to divide because it has specialized, but I am inducing it artificially. So I am giving factors, I am giving gene molecules, I am giving protein so that it gains its pluripotency back. So once it gains its pluripotency back, it is called as induced pluripotent stem cell. Now it can differentiate into any type of cell. That is the role of your stem cell, right? Your stem cell can give rise to any type of tissue. But you can take a specialized cell like your skin cell and you can induce pluripotency inside that cell to give back a stem cell, and the stem cell can differentiate into a different type. Ma'am, how do you induce pluripotency? So for this a lot of research has been done. So first people studied your stem cell and under what factors, so what are the genes that transcribe your stem cell they studied, and they found out that there were 4 factors. So it might be of a highly complex level, but let me tell you, there are factors like OCT4, NANOG. So they are your transcription factors. So when you add these transcription factors, it will induce pluripotency inside a specialized cell as well. So now it will become a stem cell. Now if you wanted to differentiate into a neuron, so you add neuron specific transcription factors here. But these are stem cell specific transcription factors. So imagine, so it is definitely magical. So I said a stem cell can give rise to any type of cell, and any type of cell can be induced back to pluripotency to give you a stem cell back. So definitely it is a magic, right? So now you understand what is induced pluripotent stem cell. So you are artificially inducing pluripotency. Alright, okay? Fine. So this is your stem cell. This is the stem cell of your heart. So there is your cardiac stem cell that is being artificially grown on a Petri plate, and see your cells are live. So this is seen under a time-lapse resolution microscopy. So your cells are live. Yes, so they are your stem cells. So you can artificially culture your stem cells in vitro, and this can be used for your treatment. Alright? Yes? It's amazing, right? It's your life cell. They are the superheroes in your life. So they are working inside your body right now, in your body and in my body right now. So is it not amazing? Yes. Simply biology is miraculous. So one important thing that I want to talk to you from a perspective of your doctor field is the stem cell therapy. I told you they are used in the treatment of more than 80 diseases. So where and how? So first thing, cells, tissues and organs can sometimes be permanently damaged or lost by disease, injury or genetic conditions. So if it is lost forever, how do you start again? So you need a source, right? You need a factory to start again. That factory is your stem cell. So if I inject a stem cell of your brain, of your neuronal tissue, then you will have the differentiation of your neurons. So you have your neural cells growing. So that is one brilliant thing where your stem cell therapy is used. So stem cells may be one way of generating new cells that can be transplanted into the body to replace those that are damaged or lost. For example, if you have lost a majority of skin during burns, skin burns, right? So how do we produce more cells? So grafting has a lot of rejection problems, but stem cell is an easy way. So you just inject a stem cell and that stem cell is capable of division. So it will divide to produce one of its own kind and a lot of specialized cells, right? Okay. Adult stem cells are currently used to treat some conditions, and what are those conditions? The blood stem cells are used to provide a source of healthy blood cells for people with some blood conditions such as thalassemia, and to cancer patients who have lost their own blood cells during treatment. Yes, like I told you, for example, if a person A is suffering from your blood cancer. So blood cancer, imagine, so your blood is a portal system that is moving in and out of your body. So where do you stop? Where do you find? Where is the cancer cell evolving? So where is the source? So obviously it is your bone marrow. So bone marrow is the site of production of your blood cells, right? So if you change the source, if you change the manufacturer, then the products won't be defective, right? So you try to change the bone marrow stem cell. That one single magical cell if you change, so it's going to give you good, normal, efficient cells, right? So that is the trick behind this, alright? So like I told you, skin stem cells can be used to generate new skin for people with severe burns. So if you have grade 3 burn, grade 4 burn, then it is tough for graft rejection. So there you can induce a stem cell to grow into the specialized type of cell. So that is the magic behind your stem cell. Got it? Yes? Understood? So great. So stem cells could be used to generate new organs for use in transplant. So today it is possible that with the help of a stem cell, you can generate your heart, you can generate your brain, you can generate your muscles, etc. So skeletal muscles. So everything is possible with the help of your stem cells. So literally you can create an entire human body with the help of your stem cell. Ma'am, but still there's one major challenge the healthcare industry is facing. What is it? Can you tell me? Still we are not successful, right? So still we are not able to cure anything. Not one disease is completely cured. Say for example, if we talk about cancer, not in all cases of cancer your stem cell therapy is successful. Still, where are we lagging behind? So we can today make an artificial cell. Like I told you in my last class, a synthetic cell is possible. You can artificially create a cell. And you know how to make a stem cell. You can induce pluripotency, and you also know the magic. Okay, stem cell can give rise to many types of cells. Then where are we lagging behind? Where are we lacking behind in healthcare? So with the technology that we have and with the theory that we know, we should go ahead with the disease, but the disease is ahead of us. So where are we lacking behind? So what is the major problem? So if I can artificially create all the organs in vitro and if I can study them, then where can I go wrong? So you ask me this question, right? Ma'am, I studied the entire chapter, but still I went wrong in one question. Where? Where? So if you want to improve yourself, if you want to improve the healthcare industry, if you want to improve anything in you have to analyze the mistake. You have to analyze the place that you're going wrong, right? So where are we going wrong here? So why are we not able to go ahead of the disease? Always diseases are ahead of us. We're always scared of the disease. We're always trying for solutions, challenges to the disease. We're not going ahead of the disease. Why? Why? What is the problem? Though I can create all organs of the human body artificially, but what combines us? So we are not organ level, we are organ system level. So there has to be coordination between the organs. So I can create a heart artificially, but if the heart and brain does not coordinate, there is no point. I cannot study. So that is the problem in vitro. So in vivo, when I am talking inside my body, so I have the interaction of my brain, my gut, my heart, my kidney, everything works together in coordination. And there is secretion of hormones which passes inside my body. So hormones are also important signals, they are chemical messengers. But artificially, where will I secrete the hormone? Where will I inject the hormone? So there is no interaction between the systems. So that is the major drawback that we are facing today. So in vitro, we can produce everything artificially, but the in vivo connection, the essence of in vivo is the interaction between all organs, the paracrine, endocrine and exocrine, and that is not possible in case of in vitro. So that is the major challenge the healthcare industry, the scientific industry, the medical industry is facing today. Though everything is possible with the help of 3D printing and a lot of other technology, this one bit is very, very tough. Alright, so that is where we're lagging behind, but still your stem cell has proved to be a very important phenomenon, a very successful phenomenon in the treatment of at least some of the disease. Alright, yes? Great. Okay, so one more important thing that I want to talk to you is there's something called as cancer stem cell. So what is a cancer stem cell? So let me show you here. So what is ideally a cancer cell? The cancer cell is one that can grow uncontrollably, right? Yes, for example, if this is a cell, I hope this is not glaring. So what should a cell do? It should divide normally. So your normal cell will have the property of contact inhibition. So when this cell touches this cell, it will know I have grown enough, I am taking the space of the other cell, so I should stop growing. Right? So this is your normal cell where you have the property of contact inhibition. This is your normal cell. But what happens in case of your cancer cells? This is how they grow. They are uncontrolled mass, right? So that is your cancer. So cancer cell that undergoes rapid and uncontrolled state of division. So that is your cancer cell. So there is one more magic in case of your cancer cell that is taunting us. So till today we are not able to deal with cancer completely. Why? If I diagnose cancer at a stage 1, if it's not a severe stage, I am able to diagnose its cancer at stage 1. I am able to do something and increase the survival to 4 years, but not lifelong. Why? If I find it at the severe stage, that is stage 4 cancer, then hardly the survival is 6 months or 4 months. But even if I diagnose it at the earlier stage, at say stage 1, for example, if the cancer is in the stomach, the epithelial lining of your stomach, say it is adenocarcinoma, and I remove the cancerous cells, I can only say the person can survive up to 4 years. Why? I have removed the cancer cell. So what is wrong? So what is wrong? Cancer stem cell. So your cancer stem cell is very, very dormant. So even if you remove that particular area where your cancer cells are proliferating, imagine there is one magical cell, that is your cancer stem cell. Just like your normal cells have stem cell, even your cancer cells have stem cell. Obviously, cancer stem cell produces your cancer cells. Just like your normal cells are produced from your normal stem cells, your cancer cells are also produced from your cancer stem cells. Today, the major challenge that we are facing in your cancer research is your cancer stem cell. So any drug today is not able to kill your cancer stem cell. You don't know where it is dormant. And also there's one more term that I want to tell you with reference to stem cell. That is called as a niche. Niche is an area, an environment that the stem cell creates around itself. So that is called as a stem cell niche. For example, if this is an organ, assume, so this is the area of stem cells. So this is called as a stem cell niche. So from here you will have a lot of stem cell. Because remember, one stem cell gives one stem cell and one differentiated cell. So again, this will give one stem cell and one differentiated cell. So you have a group of stem cells. When you have a group of stem cells present at a particular region, this is called a stem cell niche. For example, the cells of your gut, they are always replenished, okay? The cells of your microvilli are always replenished because they are present near a stem cell niche. Alright, you understand? So you have to remember when you're talking about stem cell, you have to remember the term niche. So now you understood? So now let's go back and see. The stem cell theory of cancer proposes that among all cancerous cells, a few act as stem cells that reproduce themselves and sustain the cancer. Much like your normal stem cells normally renew and sustain our organs and tissues. So just like you have a normal stem cell, you also have a cancerous stem cell that is producing your cancer cells. Alright, so cancer cells that are not stem cells can cause problems, but they cannot sustain an attack on our body over long term. So who is the most smarter one? The producer, right? So your normal cancer cells can die when you give them radiotherapy or chemotherapy, but a cancer stem cell cannot die when... Actually, a cancer stem cell cannot be easily killed. So your normal stem cells can die, but they cannot sustain the attack for a longer time. So the idea that cancer is primarily driven by a smaller population of cell has important implications. So today we have a lot of anti-cancer therapies, right? You agree? I don't care, but there are a lot of anti-cancer therapy that is available today. But your anti-cancer therapies are not completely successful because they're not able to kill your cancer stem cells. For example, if you're going to, so you have a garden in your house, okay, and you have a lot of your favorite plants. But in between there is one weed that is taking up the entire energy of your garden. That is spoiling the entire essence of your garden. So you try to pull the weed. Unless and until you pull the weed with the complete root, it's going to come again, right? So there's no point in plucking the weed from the stem. You have to clear it with the root. That's when it will not regrow again. So similarly, when you are killing a group of cancer cells, unless and until you don't kill the root, there is no point. The root here is your cancer stem cell. That is why a majority of your anti-cancer therapies are a failure today, because they fail to kill your cancer stem cells. That is the main magical cell that is giving rise to a lot of cancer cells. Alright? So the next point, it is the cancer stem cell that gives rise to metastasis. So when you talk about cancer, the first thing that you will hear is metastasis. When I say stage 4 cancer, so metastasis is a common property there. It is a must property there. So what do I mean by metastasis? For example, if there's a person suffering from breast cancer. So if it's stage 4, then the cancer has metastasized. What do I mean? So if it's a breast cancer, the cancer cells are in the breast, but if it has metastasized, it has moved throughout the body. For example, your stage 4 breast cancer will metastasize to the brain, it will metastasize to your leg, it will metastasize to your cells in the liver. So it will move around. Your cancer cells starts migrating. So migration of cells is also possible inside your body. So they start moving. So they start affecting your brain. They start affecting your movement in the legs. So there are a lot of problems. That is because your cancer cells are the main heroes behind it, the main villains behind it, and they lead to metastasis when the cancer cell travels from one part of the body to the other, and they can also act as a reservoir of cancer cells that may cause a relapse after surgery. So when I said initially, so when I am diagnosing a patient has cancer in stage 1 at a very early stage, and if I remove the cancer cell, Even then, the cancer relapses after 4 years or 5 years because of the cancer cell. So initially, when I am killing the cancer cell, so the cancer cell becomes weak. But slowly, but dormantly, your cancer stem cell will be present, and when it enters a suitable condition, when it is exposed to a suitable condition, it will start quickly producing a lot of cancer cells. Trust me, right now in your body and my body, we have a lot of cancer cells. Alright? But we are not suffering from cancer, touch wood. That is because the suitable, for example, a cell will get activated only when a particular set of environment is created. So when will you be happy? When you have cleared need, when you have your own conditions fulfilled. So similarly, a cancer stem cell will become active when a particular set of conditions are activated inside your body. For example, mutations, for example, your lifestyle changes. So that is when the cancer stem cell will be activated. So all of us have dormant cancer stem cells, so it is up to our lifestyle whether we are getting exposed to a particular kind of environment or not, and whether the cancer stem cell is activating or not. Alright? So that is why your cancer cells relapse after your surgery, radiation or chemotherapy. Alright. So therefore cancer stem cells arise out of normal stem cells or the precursor cells that normal stem cells produce. So your cancer stem cells are very, very similar to your stem cells. So just like we were talking about the pros of your stem cell, how magical it is, how beautiful it is. At the same time, it is really, really very risky and dangerous to think about that you also have a cancer stem cell. If your stem cell has so much of magic, equal magic has your cancer stem cell, and that's why till today we are not able to run ahead of cancer, and we are still scared and we are still fearing cancer. Alright, so this is one major thing that today we are facing a major challenge in the cancer research. Alright, yes. So what else do I have? Yes. So your stem cell self-renews itself, but when there is a mutation, you have a cancer stem cell. So cancer stem cell self-renews, so it produces a cancer stem cell and it produces a progenitor cell. So progenitor cell is a precursor cell that produces a particular type of cell. For example, I told you a stem cell will produce a stem cell of a particular kind and a specialized cell. So it is producing a cancer stem cell and it is producing a progenitor cell. So progenitor cell is a cell, it's like a proactive cell. It's not yet completely active. It is a pro-specialized cell. For example, it can be a blood progenitor cell. So it will give rise to blood cells, right? So this is what happens in case of cancer. Alright? Fine. So there's something called a stem cell bank. So when a baby is being born, it's always safe to store the cord cells because that contains a lot of stem cells. So in future, it might be very useful. So in India, there's one stem cell bank and it is one of the largest. It is called as Life Cell. So it is one of the largest. So you can Google and find out. So what kind of facilities it has. So what cost it has to store your stem cells, all that. Okay. So your umbilical cord has the more concentration, has the highest concentration of stem cells ever. Okay. So what else do I have? Yes. So you have what is called as the World Marrow Donor Day 2020. Okay. So this was in the year 2020, but every year you have World Marrow Day. So that is World Marrow Donor Day. So this is celebrated on the 3rd Saturday of September every year. So what is it? So you are, it is a person who's willing to donate their blood cells for test or for transplants, etc. For example, you might have your stem cells, you might have your bone marrow stem cells. So if you donate your stem cells, a person who's suffering from a blood cancer can be cured. You can donate it to your relatives, but you can also do a public donation. So please, we need donors for what we are suffering right now. So we need donors for everything today, right? For heart, for blood, for everything. So this is also available. It is the World Marrow Donor Day. So please think about it. And there's also something called as International Society for Stem Cell Research. It is called as ISSCR, International Society for Stem Cell Research. So it is a huge organization where every research about stem cells, so everything in and about stem cell is present there. So they conduct a lot of conferences, a lot of webinars. So if you're really interested, so just type ISSCR. So you get in the website. The first link is your website. So you can go read about it, look into the notification. You can even subscribe some if you're really interested. But just go through. Okay, so this is all about stem cells that I want to talk to you. I hope I gave you a good insight about what is stem cell and what is the new technology that we are talking about today in the medical field. I hope it was really useful for you and it was not a waste of time. I hope you have completed the food that is in your plate while watching the video. I hope it was an interesting one, and thank you so much once again for joining me tonight and looking at the premiere video. So please do like, comment, share and subscribe, and do let me know what kind of more premiere videos you want during the dinner time. So it is a kind of thing that is out of the box. So always out of the box is more interesting as to what is inside the box, right? So please do let me know, and it's my pleasure interacting with all of you, and thank you bundles and millions for joining my session today. This is me signing off, so stay tuned till I come back with a more interesting video. So until then, this is Krishnaveni signing off and wishing you a very happy and a warm good night. Thank you.